Entra ID Licensing. There's a lot of different types of licenses that you can purchase at the website admin.microsoft.com. That is the console that you use to buy licenses and apply them to users. Let's take a look at them. For Entra ID, by default, you may not realize this, but the Entra ID license is free. It's included with the Microsoft 365 product. Now, what that means by free is that when you create a Microsoft 365 account, it automatically creates the Entra ID tenant. And from there, it automatically creates the users that goes with it. It doesn't actually provide any additional services other than allowing you to log in to the Microsoft 365 applications. Now, there are a couple of additional licenses that you can get. The first one is P1, and that's included with Microsoft 365 E3 and Microsoft 365 Business Premium. And there's also P2, which is included with Microsoft 365 E5. Now, the E stands for Enterprise, and it costs a little bit more. So let's see what you get with each of these. So with the free version, you're going to get authentication, single sign-on, administration and hybrid, end user self-service where they can go in and change their own passwords, multi-factor authentication, and event logging and reporting. With P1, you get all those things as well. The difference between free and P1 is that with the free version, you have to have a paid Microsoft 365 application. That could be Exchange Online, Office 365, that includes Teams, as well as Word and Excel and all those things, and any one of over 60 different applications. Now with P1, you don't need to have any Microsoft 365 applications. You're just using Entra ID only. Now with P2, you also get identity protection. Identity protection is a whole slew of other protections that you can add in that aren't included with P1 or with the free version. And that includes privileged identity management, as well as Entra ID governance, which includes protecting, monitoring, and auditing any access to specific critical assets. Critical assets could be users, it could be resources, and you can audit and protect those with additional security. Then you have Entra External ID. That's where you can provide your customers and partners with secure access to any application, so they don't have to be part of your Active Directory tenant. And Microsoft Entra Domain Services. The domain services is where you have the domain controller that mimics the Active Directory domain controller that could be on premises. Whether you're buying an Azure Entra license P1 or P2, or buying a license with P1 or P2 embedded, you'll get the same respective features and protections. Having the proper licensing can save money and also provide the features needed for user access to various Azure resources.